with zero discrepancies.
How much pride did you take in this job?
That's my brother or sister in arms. That.
Come here, we'll run something by you. Man, I want to come on and talk about dirty politicians. And it's something I woke up by 10. It's like right when the 10 o'clock news was coming on, but it was a story that broke right here in Houston. Basically, it's this guy that served in the military, and he was assigned to the duty of preparing bodies that was coming back to the families from the war, the Iraq war. People was really, perishing over all on the cool. But anywho, fast forward, so he ended up going into the mortuary business. Now, he did this for 8 years, and then he came on home. Took pride in his job, sending his, he called it his brothers and sisters that was in arms. I could just imagine, man, having to prepare these bodies, knowing that they're going back to their families, and the emotional trauma that he probably went through, and it seemed like he's still in a stable place. So he ended up going into this, staying in the business. So it states a clause in the law that time that has been worked towards something while you're in service, it goes towards your educational. So so you had a guy that honored that, and he had his license. Boom. Ken Paxton, dirty politician, the attorney general, who just got off a trial. He beat this one. Ain't no telling who. So he in the bed with, but he still got stuff going on as far as legal stuff. He still got some other legal issues going on, but he beat this last thing he had going on, which is crazy, man. So it resonated me by the movie that I had seen. What was it? It was about. It was with Jamie Foxx was in it. He played the lawyer that helped this white guy. What's that dude? Tommy Lee played in some movies too. Help him win a settlement over this company, these corporations that was preying on the people in the black church and they loved ones' demise. Meaning they was going to them, soliciting them, hey man, well when your people pass,
what?
We're gonna put them in the ground, we're gonna take care of them, you pay us this and that, and was misusing folks. So they ended up winning the settlement. It was a large sum of money that Jamie Foxx had won the client. Now, this is the movie, but it was a real story. So then I'm thinking in my head, like, man, these folks will go to the depths of even preying on people in the midst of people being dead. And the dude that lost the settlement, he was so gone, and the money had him so drunk to the point where when he was in court, they asked him something on the stand. Jamie asked him something. His pride wouldn't let him not say that, yada, yada, yada. So that made him look real bad. You see what I'm saying? He couldn't help himself. Yeah. So he tried to get a man a big sum of money. The man turned it down. Then he tried another sum of money, turned it down. So then finally he say, nah, I ain't gonna take it. I'm going for the gusto. Which he should have. And he won. He got way more money than that dude ever thought. The dude actually went bankrupt. And that's how it's supposed to happen. But then that would remind me of this story. When I go back and edit, I'm going to drop some clips in there and let y'all see what's really going on. And I'm like, man, this man served in the army, preparing these people to go back to their families, no matter if they armed and got blue. Could you imagine that, man? And then you get back home and you running a legit business. So him and the friend of his right here in Baytown, about 15, 20 minutes away from me, started their own business. And as soon as they started their own business, hit a man, the man that gave him the permission to get the license, black guy, had the man, I'm sorry, I gotta take it back. Take it back. You see what I'm saying? Then, so Channel 13 here in Houston, they got this thing where they kind of go down through there if something don't sound right, and they try to get the person some help. And man, they on the job and found out that it all leads back to the Attorney General's office, which is Ken Paxton. So something told me, man, they can't, you know, I keeps up with everything. I gotta know what's going on. He said a lot of people think that stuff don't be pertaining to you, but in all actuality, it's affecting you in some type of way. So I said, man, that's the dude that just got out trial. So sure enough, I look him up, Google him. He got a bad eye. So I said, yeah, that's him. You see what I'm saying? So what he got going on? Why is he on this dog road? Cause if you think about it, death is a big business, man. I don't care if you might not like Jordans no more. You might not want to buy no more Jordans. You might not want to buy no more cigarettes. You might not want to do this no more. You might not want to eat McDonald's no more. But your ass gotta die. You see what I'm saying? Somebody gotta bury you. So it's a money grab. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is, why would they deny this dude? Because they knew he had the credibility, he had the background apparently. He come from the army doing it, so to see somebody with a GS ain't really too, hey man, I done seen it all. And he looked like he's still in his right mind. Most of the times you see them dudes after that, just like, man, he like the Undertaker. He just stiff, and this dude actually talking properly and moving right. And yeah, you can see that he take this stuff seriously. So I'm wondering if it's any kind of thing going on where they trying to do like what I'm talking about. There's this movie, like they just trying to, you got these certain people trying to monopolize and corner this market to the point where they don't want to let this brother in. Now this brother saying that he can't even operate. He got to sit at the front desk of his business and act like a receptionist because they done revoked the license that they just gave him, honorary license, which he put in the work. It's a law written that he got that he has the right to do this. You see what I'm saying? These people, just the wickedness, the blocking, at some point you be like, man, that devil on me, man, that devil ride me, man. Then you got these people that's working with him, that's in allegiance with his line of work. You see what I'm saying? Normally I see stuff and I kind of like, but this one here I had to speak on. It's a lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna start tapping in on and trying to pull other people up and pull you up and maybe pull you in, man, to paying attention to what's going on around. Because I mean, as long as you going out there jumping in your Challenger and your Charger and jamming your music and going to your favorite club and eating your favorite crabs and shrimp, you thinking, man, life is good. But that could soon be over at any moment, man. That could be gone, man. You see people that got with Bank of America and Wells Fargo, man, them folks still ain't got their direct deposit from last Friday, bro. It's Friday again. Yeah, they showing Friday Night Lights on TV. The high schools that played tonight, a youngster fell out before the game even started. We got a lot working against us, man. It's time for us to start speaking on it, bringing awareness, because a lot of stuff I hear, I be like, man, me too, man. It's almost like a Me Too movement. Yeah. So it's crazy that you can't even have nobody in your circle that's on the same wavelength, that think and know what's going on around them to have these kind of conversations. You got to go online and get off and talk to folk and hope somebody. I don't really care about views and likes and none of that. I don't care about no money. You see what I'm saying? Because I see what the money. I know I played that game already. I'm cool on that. You see what I'm saying? But this is about awareness, and I know I know they be blocking some of the stuff. I see some of the stuff that I talk about, put out or whatever. It don't even get likes until like 2-3 days. I got another phone connected to my account, and it get alerts, but the alert come 2-3 days later. Then you hear about another YouTuber talking about it, which I don't care because everybody talk get the message across. But I see other guys be worried about their views and stuff. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about a strike here, a strike there. That's cool. You see what I'm saying? Because I've done my part.
Veterans Day, it's time to thank and honor all those who served.
But one local vet feels he's being slighted by the state of Texas. He turned to 13 Investigates for help.
Our Kevin Ozebek has a story.
You could argue that Desiree Wilson had the most honorable job in the U.S. Army. As our men and women were dying in combat overseas, he processed their remains so they could be returned to their families. When Desiree came home to Texas, he got a state license to be a funeral director. But now that license is null and void.
We'll never forget these solemn images of our fallen coming home.
We had zero margin for error. Uniform was perfect, casket was perfect, flowers was perfect.
In 2003, as the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were costing so many American lives, the U.S. Army stationed Desiree Wilson at Dover Air Force Base. This is where remains of those killed in combat are sent.
And it was my job, privilege, and honor to ensure that they left there with zero discrepancies.
How much pride did you take in this job?
That's my brother or sister in arms that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
After 8 years of Army mortuary duty, Desiree was honorably discharged and returned to Southeast Texas.
It was just time to go home. I knew that I wanted to be in the funeral industry.
So Desiree lobbied the Texas Funeral Service Commission for a state funeral director's license. He thought it would be easy. After all, he had letters of recommendation from the Air Force calling him an exceptional embalmer, and the Army saying he'll bring prestige and integrity to the industry.
And what was the response you got?
Absolutely not. Absolutely no.
Under Texas law, mortuary school is required to get a funeral director's license. But Desiree is well versed on Texas Occupation Code Chapter 55, which says a state agency that issues a license shall, with respect to an applicant who is a military service member or military veteran, credit verified military service, training, or education toward the licensing requirements.
I knew that there were laws, provisions, statutes that honored military education in lieu of formal education. My problem was, why isn't someone making sure that these agencies honor what was written into law?
Then, a major break for Desiree. James White, a Republican state representative, is appointed by the governor as executive director of the Texas Funeral Service Commission. White is a veteran too, and earlier this year, he told Desiree he'll give him that coveted license on this one condition.
That I, not having been to school, I go past the national board exam that every funeral director is required to do. I passed on the first try.
Finally, all the back and forth with the commission in Austin paid off. Desiree framed that license, started a funeral business with a partner, and completely renovated this building in Baytown.
We transformed it into an actual funeral home.
But just roughly 3 months after getting this license, Desiree says he got a gut-wrenching call from James White.
What does he tell you?
I'm going to have to ask you to relinquish your license. And I feel like the years that I spent fighting for this was in vain.
So what happened? Why essentially rip this license out of the hands of this vet? James White would not grant us an interview. He just sent a statement saying, commission decisions regarding licensure are made with careful attention to statutes and agency rules. So with still no answer, the 13 Investigates team started making public records requests. We poured over a trove of Texas Funeral Service Commission documents and staff emails. The commission's own staff attorney wrote not giving Desiree a license is in violation of state law. And we see James White wrote to his commission chair that he's begging and pleading to be allowed to restore Desiree's license. So why would he ask Desiree to relinquish that license? Well, it appears the Attorney General's office of Ken Paxton decided that Texas law aimed at helping veterans does not apply in Desiree's case. In this email, Helen Kelly, an assistant attorney general, gave her legal opinion to the commission. She wrote, it's hard to find requirements to waive for Desiree because the ones that do exist have been deemed essential.
Without that license, are you going to be kind of stuck here at your desk bookkeeping?
That's it, pretty much. Maybe driving a hearse or a limo. And
without a license, Desiree says he can't legally speak and help clients coming into his new funeral home. The nameplate and business cards with funeral director under his name cannot be displayed.
How confident are you that eventually you will have a license hanging there right next to your business partners?
Well, as of right now, I don't have no other choice. I own a funeral home, and, I have to get licensed. It's not even optional now. I have to.
Now, we did reach out to the Attorney General's office for comment. We did not get a response. 13 Investigates also did put in a public records request for AG staff emails pertaining to Desiree's case. The Attorney General's office rejected that request and cited attorney-client privilege, Eric.
Okay, that's got to be frustrating for him. This was frustrating watching this ordeal in your story now. So is the only option for him to go to mortuary school to get his license?
Well, Eric, Desiree says he refuses to do that. He says the law is on his side, and this is not the last we heard of this. In fact, on Tuesday, the Texas Funeral Service Commission has a meeting. On that agenda for that meeting is looking at license requirements for veterans. I am told that will be the very start of a long process to eventually get the final word if that state law applies to veterans like Desiree.
Hopefully they can get the right decision that we all know should come out of that meeting. Kevin, thanks a lot.